So we've already heard from the government about the household side of their energy package. Now we've heard about businesses, and it could also be quite expensive. Here's how it works, though. This is showing you wholesale gas prices, so what you pay for prices in the market, for day-ahead gas prices. You can see they were relatively low back in 2020. Just look at what's happened since. You know, that is the energy crisis writ large. What the government is going to do, essentially, here is to put a cap on it. So, essentially, guaranteeing a price above which you don't have to pay, and it will pay the difference between that and whatever the market price turns out to be. But here's the thing. Look at where the market price is expected to go in the next 6 months. Really high. And the upshot is, given that the government has to pay the difference, well, we all do, taxpayers, that could well mount up over the course of the next few months. Let me just see how far it could mount up. Bring it over there, put it on this axis, about £25 billion based on the current futures curve for gas prices. It's worth saying that this is the price of the furlough scheme over 1 year, so it gives you a sense that was really expensive, but this is also expensive. We know already that the household scheme is going to be really expensive, again, on futures market prices, up to £70 billion a year. That's for 1 year. This is 6 months. So if the government wanted to extend that by another 6 months, look, that comes up to £50 billion. You know, you're talking about serious money here. And remember, that actually runs over 2 years, so we need to double that. If that were going for 2 years, you're talking about £100 billion there, £140 billion there. That's almost £250 billion on these two schemes alone. Of course, it all depends on what happens with market prices going ahead, and no one knows what's going to happen there. But even so, a lot of people are getting nervous. And the Bank of England, which is poised to change interest rates at its next meeting tomorrow, well, at the moment, there's where interest rates are. Back in February, they were expected to peak at about 1.5%. This is looking out over the future years. So that's in this February, that's where they thought they were going to go. But look at how things changed over the following months. In August, investors thought they were going to peak at 2.75%. Just recently, just a few days ago, look at that. Investors now expecting interest rates to peak at 4.75%, partly a consequence of the fact that the government is spending a lot more money and inflation is so high. This is a massive change, and we may well see one more step in that road for households and businesses across the country in the next Bank of England meeting, which is coming up tomorrow. Maybe 0.75% change in interest rates.